time is it? Let's take one more call, and then we will call it a night for the Your Immunity Project.
Sister Akua from Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
Greetings. Assalamu alaikum, everybody, your Immunity Project. I just want to ask a quick question and also give good testimonials to you all. Thank you for everything you're doing. I had a group Zoom with some women in this area, Black women, regarding creating the safe zones. And the call was very positive overall. However, there were some questions toward the end regarding, because one of the participants, she already got the vaccine, which she disclosed to us. And so her concerns were, things we've already answered before, but I said I would, bring the questions to the conference, and I also invited them to the conference as well. But the questions are, what was the side effects of the Paximune? And then also the difference between the human and interferon and bovine interferon, because one of the callers, she had been she was aware of another product called NutriV or something like that, and so. And last one, one of the women in the group, she asked about, because it's bovine interferon, is that going to harm is that harmful to the cattle? Although she's a vegan, I understand her question. She asked last week, but I just wanted to make sure that I asked again, because I want to make sure that I had a good, clear.
Well, wait. Now, I think you know the answer to every single question that you just raised. You already know the answer. You already know there are no side effects to Paximune. And that's what I hope that you told them. There are no side effects. They should be worried about the side effects of the vaccine they took. There are no side effects. Now, people get excited over bovine proteins. They say, well, what's the difference between bovine interferon and human interferon? Nothing. There's no difference. They're bioidentical. So from a molecular point of view, they're identical. You couldn't tell the difference in a chemical analysis. So it's just that, just like we drink milk, it would be better if we drank human milk, but that's a limited supply, short time only. So for the long term, what do? We drink raw milk. Do we have a problem with raw milk? No. Even though some black propaganda has misled many people into believing into mythologies such as, and I used to believe this one, lactose intolerance. They told me that in medical school. They said, you're lactose intolerant. I am. And I believed them too. So I stayed away from milk for 30 years in my ignorance, until one of my patients came in and re-educated me. And I found out that this is exactly what the Bible said. It's exactly what the Holy Quran said. And that the devil was lying again, caught lying again about everything. He don't want you to have sweet milk and honey, because that's what you get in heaven. And he don't want you to go to heaven. He wants you to eat hot dogs, even if it's a soy hot dog. He tell you you're a vegan. When did you get to be a vegan? You're not a vegan. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that you're a vegetarian. You see, and then somebody took it to the extreme, named Gandhi. He wanted to take vegetarianism to the extreme, and then you followed him. Only thing about it is Gandhi has sense. After 7 years, Gandhi's health started to deteriorate, and he realized he had to start eating butter and drinking goat's milk again. And when he started drinking the goat's milk and eating butter again and eggs, then his health returned. Then he was a hard head, so he tried it again. It still didn't work. So every time he tried it, and then in the end, he had to admit, and I put this up on my Instagram account. In the end, Gandhi had to admit that his great experiment in veganism was a complete failure. But he didn't tell his followers. And so you got millions of people out there destroying their health, following behind a man that was a hypocrite to his own teachings. Maybe Gandhi did a lot of other great things, but on this particular issue of veganism, he did humanity a great disservice by spreading this dangerous ideology that has no foundation in nutritional science. Just nonsense. So I wanted to make that clear. So you know the answer to that. And so the bovine proteins that are in the Paximune are bioidentical to the interferon molecules produced by the human immune system. But even if they weren't, they work. You see, and that's where people have to get their head out of the clouds, and it comes down to what works and what doesn't work. Is there any plant-based interferon? No. No. So there is no such thing as a plant-based diet that can keep a human being alive. Now, why am I being so forceful in the points that I'm making about veganism? Because I may not get a chance to say this to the vegans who might be listening again. Who do you think are the people dropping the fastest from COVID-19? It's the vegans. Because they don't have, who do you think is the most deficient in alpha interferon if the only sources of interferon are animal sources, especially the cow? Then who do you think is walking around with the biggest deficiency? It's the people who have stayed away from milk for 30 years, stayed away from dairy for 30 years. People walking around with their noses in the air pretending that they're better than other people because they don't drink such things. They drink soy milk and other chemical concoctions from factories. They wouldn't drink milk from a cow. Oh, that's nasty. But they don't mind imbibing from a machine, from a factory. They have a faucet. Somebody mixed up some stuff, crushed up some soybeans or some almonds or something, called it milk, put some chemicals in it, some artificial flavor. Oh, okay, we got it all fixed up for you. See, so again, people have to get back to common sense. Get their heads out of the cloud. And besides, when the great economic reset happens and the economy crashes, where are you going to get your soy milk from anyhow? You ain't going to be able to get it. So you might as well just make up your mind to buy a cow, get you some land, buy a cow and some chickens, and decide to survive. And until you get to that point, maybe the bridge that will get you there, or help to get you there, will be the Paximune, the green cake, and the green powder. So thank you for your question. I think I answered all your questions. Yes, and then we're going to end with that and with our announcements, and we'll see you all same place, same location, same time next week. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Visit our GoFundMe page. That's GoFundMe.com.